election. And on the line joining me, I have Mr. Immam Nma Shuaib, the Nigerian-based journalist with a focus on African politics, and he's going to be giving us more insight into the situation there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning from Nigeria.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. A very warm welcome from the News and Views desk here. We actually, excited to find out what exactly the situation is like there in Nigeria. And of course, unpack us, the type of, should we say, the vibe out there, the what are the people's sentiments like regarding this? I know it's about, 7.5 million people that are going to be voting in the second round, putting Mohamed Bazoum against Mahamani Osmani. What is at stake in Niger's presidential election runoff at the moment?
Okay, like you may be aware, this election in Niger was, the first leg or round of the election was in December, 27th of December, year 2020, to be precise.
That's right.
And of course, at the end of the election, because of the candidates, no candidate was able to attain the simple majority of 50% of the of the votes. Because the election have to go for the second round, which is the runoff, and the runoff election held on Sunday, the 21st of February 2021. Now, the two leading candidates are the candidates of Nigerian Party for Democracy and Socialism, TNDS, also known or tagged as Taraya, with Mohamed Bazoum,
yes,
with a total score of votes of 39.3%, while the ex-president Mohamed Usman has 17%. Now, since they are the leading candidates in the last election, they are going for the run. And the run took place on Sunday, and as it is now, the count is on. As at 4 a.m. this morning, the result from the Nigerian election body, so known as FENI, what we call as INEC in Nigeria, in FENI, the result they posted on their website is about the Mohamed Bazoum is leading with a total vote of 2,020,590. While the ex-president, Mohamed Osmani, has 1,476,257 votes.
Right.
From this, now it shows that Mohamed Bazoum is on the lead. Even though we expect results from other regions, and like we said, Niger is the largest country as far as land mass is concerned. So because of this and other logistic issues, we are still expecting some results from other regions to arrive, and as soon as they arrive, the collation continue, and then by then we can be able to determine who's the winner. But as it is now, the situation now is Mohamed Bazoum is on the lead with a total vote of about 2 million votes.
Set the scene for us. What is it like at the moment in Nigeria?
Sorry?
What is it like now in Nigeria? What are the people feeling about this whole situation? Are they happy? Is there unrest? What is it like at the moment in Nigeria?
Okay, in Nigeria, like we said, the election observers in Niger have said that the election has been peaceful. The election has been highly organized, like it was reported by the ECOWAS parliamentary observer, Mr. Haruna Metala. He observed in Miami that the election materials arrived at the appropriate time and the voting started around 8:15 a.m. So the election was described as peaceful, and of course, a lot of things are going on in the right direction, and then the election is described as peaceful. But in Nigeria also, as a neighboring country, a lot of people have been observing the developments there, and of course, they are happy with the development as there are no reports of violence or election snatches prevalent in the election.
Okay, let's talk about what to expect as far as any of them is concerned with winning. What type of infrastructure and economic growth promises do you see in Niger? With one of them winning the campaign, which one do you think would be the better candidate for that?
Of course, we have the former president who has been president before and is recontesting. But we also have Muhammad Bazoum, who is being internal minister as well as foreign minister for Niger before. So analysts are analyzing that from their pedigree and from their previous records, indications are that Mohamed Bazoum is most likely to move Niger forward and move it out of the poverty, as Niger is one of the poorest countries in Africa. So analysts are saying that Mohamed Bazoum has the foresight and the focus to be able to move Niger forward, and of course bring and development within the nation.
Well, there is a little bit of a bridging gap there, because the Coalition Bazoum election program has promised to keep investing in similar infrastructure projects, including highways, regional routes, and oil extraction plants. Whereas Usmani's 7E manifesto focuses more on access to water, education, and support to farmers in an attempt to mobilize the rural voters. So I see there is a little bit of should we say, a tug of war, pull of string going on there.
Yes, there is, a lot of, analysis around this, and of course, most of, the trend in the election is indicating that people are more interested, or they are more concerned about, the right support around Mohamed Bazoum. Because from the beginning, Muhammad Osman was taking a steady. He was leading from the beginning of the election, but from the results we are getting now, it means that because the results are coming from other areas, from far and distant areas of the region, and then indications are that people are rallying more around Mohamed Bazoum.
So, are you saying he's the preferred candidate?
Yes, from the election results, it shows that the preferred candidate, because of the the numbers that are coming out, it shows that Mohamed Bazoum is on the lead and maybe the preferred candidate for the people. As scholarly as the election is described as peaceful, free, and fair, and of course, the elections
Yeah, and we're hoping, I mean, that the situation in the heartland of the country, the rural zones that have been completely neglected during the regime of Issoufou, will actually, get better, and the state that they're in will actually change through Bazoum. Immam Shuaib, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Shuaib, sorry, we seem to have lost each other there for a moment. My question was, the heartland of the country, of the rural zones, it's been neglected for a very long time during the regime. I'm sure people are looking forward through Bazoum to be able to see a better version of Niger, and having that hope to know that they can get empowered and helped into a better situation than they are right now. Because, as you were saying, poverty is one of the biggest situations that people are being faced with there. But that's not just the only thing that people are being faced with. It's a lot of the normal common amenities that one would expect to have that they're not having at the moment. So are we hoping that this would be some form of a turnaround for Niger as such?
Yes, of course. After election, there are always election policies and campaigns and all that. And like the slogan of the Bazoum, PNDS, the slogan is change means change. There's a change in the situation, just like it was the situation in Nigeria here when President Muhammad Buhari was campaigning, and the slogan was change. So it is it's hopeful. People have been hopeful that perhaps there will be change within this administration after the elections, based on the manifestos and the election and campaign promises. So we shall live to see at the end of the election, and then we keep observing what the trends and the status look like after the election.
Yes, and I think people are very hopeful as far as that is concerned, because from the types of things that he has been promising them. Sorry, you were
as usual in Africa, we always have beautiful manifestos. We have beautiful, promises, campaign promises. At the end of the day, when in fact, this campaign promises, you will see that it's a complete deviation from what the manifestos are. But let's see.
Yeah, and it's about having to fulfill those promises, because it's pointless in just like going out there and creating this campaign and telling people that they are going to do certain things when creating that hope in the country as such, where people are actually looking forward to having those better lives. They're looking forward to that water, the education, and then as we know, once people get education, the country itself will grow, and so will the people in it. So I think I'm hoping that that is what the case is going to be going forward in the future, post election.
Yes, education is the key to development, and of course it's important. So we are hoping that maybe things will get better, and that more people will get educated, and that will trickle down to bringing about development for the regions of the country.
Yes. What closing words do you have for us with regard to the Niger election?
So essentially, the stories have always been the same all around African countries, from the biggest country to the smallest country, particularly in the like I have beautiful campaign promises and all that. I'm charging the leaders that they should be able to move their people out of poverty. They should be able to educate more people. They should be able to create employment opportunities. In fact, when you educate people, you create, you expand their employability, expand their creativity. So the leaders try to serve the people. They should bring positive change in the lives of the people. It's not about beautiful manifestos. It's not about plain jingles and all that, and try to mobilize people. It's about service to the people.
I so agree with you. I mean, it's about having to put things into action and not just words as such. And that's what people are waiting to see, that the action takes place post the election, that this is what they've said, and these are the types of things they're going to start implementing in the country to be able to uplift it.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You will see that, discover that the recent election in the United States of America, less than 24 hours, President Biden swung into action. In less than 24 hours. He didn't waste time receiving congratulatory messages from party members and non-party members or lobbyists and all that. Within 24 hours of attending the mantle of leadership, he swung into action and they started working. Immediately. So I'm charging African countries to take a lesson from this. You don't need to wait for 6 months before you elect your ministers. You don't need to wait for 3 months. Congratulatory messages. You should just hit the ground and run it and bring about positive change. It is as soon as you have understand the problem, or you have a grasp of the problem and the solution. So as soon as you ascend to power, that work immediately.
I so agree with you. It's having to start now. I mean, and that's the thing, because the situation at present anyway is dire. So the sooner the president, the new president that gets elected in, starts going about trying to fix the country and doing the necessary changes to be able to uplift and empower those people, I think that is when things are going to change around for the better, and people are going to start appreciating it, and things are going to get better, because there's going to be a unity and a support structure that's going to be created in turn.
Yes, yeah. This is what African leadership take lessons from. You walk and then you move on. Instead of complaining or blaming previous administration, it's what you need to do, and then bring positive impact to the life of the people.
That is so true. We want to thank you so much for joining us this morning and giving us some insight into the idea there of what is going on in Niger itself. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're hoping that obviously those positive things start taking place in that country.
Yes. Thank you so much.
The pleasure is ours. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You take care of yourself. Very interesting talk there with brother Immam Shuaib, giving us an idea of what is going on in Niger. We're going to go for a quick break. Stay with us. We'll be back in a minute.
Nigerianbased College is an independent boarding and day school situated on the N1 highway in Polokwane. We encourage intellectual and emotional development through a holistic